In today's video, I'm going to be explaining why Surge is the #1 brawler inside of Brawl Stars going into April 2023. In this video, I'm going to be explaining his entire kit. I'm going to be going over his best build, where you guys should be playing Surge, and tips and tricks in general on how to optimize Surge to the best of his ability. If you guys agree with me and think Surge is the best brawler in the game, let me know in the comments down below. But if you guys have a different brawler in mind, let me know in the comments down below as well. But alright guys, without further ado, let's go and hop straight into the video. Alright, so first things first, we're going to actually talk about Surge's mechanics and how he basically works. Alright, so at Surge's default stage, when you hit somebody with your main attack, the shot actually will split into two. And of course, as you stage up, it will increasingly get stronger and stronger.
Well, no fucking shit.
Well, not the DPS won't get stronger, but his attack in general will get easier to hit. For example, when you get to that first stage, you'll get a boost in movement speed. When you get to that second stage, Surge's attack range will increase. And when you get to that last stage, his main attack will split 6 projectiles instead of 2. And I'll go into later on in the video, if you make it easy to chain Surge's supers, you should be staging up rather quickly. But that's pretty much the gist of like how his main attack works. And I kind of talked about his super already, like his stages. As you go up the stages, his kit will become stronger and stronger as you go up. I will also later on talk about how you can use Surge's super not only to stage up, but how to get people in hit stun and deal damage to enemies in general. But alright, that's pretty much all for Surge's mechanics. Let's go ahead and talk about his best build now. So the best gadget you guys gotta run for Surge is Power Shield. Upon activation of this gadget, Surge will consume 80% of his next incoming hit, and he will use that energy to gain 2 bars of ammo back. I'll talk about later on in the video tips and how you can use this gadget to really take out a lot of tanks and beefy brawlers. But yeah, this gadget is very solid because if you're facing a brawler like a Piper or a Brock or a Bell and they do a ton of damage, then you can basically pop this gadget, tank that shot, and you'll basically gain it all back and not take anything at all. Now for Surge's star power, the star power you want to be using is Serve Ice Cold. It's pretty simple in a nutshell. Once you get that first stage, no matter what happens throughout the entire match, you will keep it for the rest of the match. I think that this is a huge help for Surge because getting that first stage is definitely the hardest part about him, and I'll talk about it literally after I'm done talking about his build. But yeah, you need to get at least that first stage because you need that movement speed. Surge is ridiculously slow, and this star power helps him at least keep that for him. Now as far as gears go, you definitely gotta go with the speed gear first, because if you are playing on a map with a lot of bushes, you could use all the speed that you can get, especially for getting that first stage like I just stated earlier. So run that speed gear. The second gear you guys gotta use as well is damage gear. Surge already can 3-tap a lot of brawlers like Piper, Tick, a lot of the weak brawlers, but when you add that damage gear, he's going to be able to 3-tap even more brawlers. So that's why Surge is also a very disgusting brawler. So you got to run this kit if you guys want to be super successful. But alright, that's pretty much all I got for now. His mechanics, his build. Let's go ahead and talk about like the best maps that you guys should be playing Surge on. Sorry, I didn't mean maps, I meant game modes. So the game modes you guys should definitely be playing Surge on, I think the best are going to be Brawl Ball and Hot Zone. The reason for Brawl Ball is because usually people are going to be pretty close to you, and when you use your super, you can basically jump onto them, get them down, make them drop the ball. That's why he's going to be good in basketball as well. But since you're going to be so close to people, they're going to be running with the ball, they're going to be vulnerable, cannot attack. So that is your time to really strike, getting your super with Surge and basically jump on them. Now for Hot Zone, as long as you guys can get staged up, Surge can have a lot of area control. You can jump over walls onto people on the Hot Zone, get them in hit stun, and pretty much the same thing for Brawl Ball, get them down that way. But if you can get to stage 4 with Surge on Hot Zone, he's going to have a lot of area control with his projectile splitting 6 ways. Also in this meta, Hot Zone and Brawl Ball, you guys are probably going to be seeing a lot of tanks because they're just so strong. And Surge is definitely one of the best anti-tank brawlers, if not the best, because there's a good chance you're going to see a lot of tanks in these game modes. But okay, now that we got all that stuff out of the way, we can finally get into the tips and tricks and how to play Surge. Now I did state earlier that getting that first stage for Surge is the hardest thing about him, but once you can get that first stage, you're going to be looking good to go. Getting that speed boost is going to be the hugest thing to help Surge because he's so damn slow. It's going to make it much easier for you to chain supers. You can get closer to the enemies. It'll make it easier for you to dodge people. So you gotta really be patient. I know even for me, I love playing Surge. I consider myself, I guess, a Surge main, but it's gonna take time for you to get that first stage, especially if you're playing against players that really know how to counter Surge. So just be patient, don't be overly aggressive, and just take your time in trying to get that first stage. Also, going along with the stages, make sure you guys save your super if you guys know you're gonna die soon, especially if you're using the Serve Ice Cold star star power. However, if you know you're gonna die, there's no point in you really wasting it. When you respawn, you can go ahead and activate your super and get that stage up immediately. Now, a pro tip, once you get to that max stage, you obviously can't go any higher than that. There's no upgrade for Surge beyond that. So once you do get that, you don't want to be using it right off the bat. You are gonna want to use that super to try and bounce on top of people, get that hit stun, get that extra damage, and get them down that way. Now let's go ahead and talk about the power shield gadget. This gadget is the reason why Surge is actually a very solid brawler in the meta. Say for example, there's a beefy 12,000 HP Frank. I think Frank can get to 12,000 HP. If you're going up against them, you use up all 3 of your ammo, but they're only at half health. You can go ahead and use that power shield gadget, gain at least 2 more, and hopefully you can use your super as well in combination of dealing damage to them. And it should be pretty easy for you to chain supers. Think about it. If you hit 3 of your shots, that's guaranteed at least 1 stage. Plus, if you jump onto them, plus use the power shield gadget, and hit all those shots as well, you're going to be able to chain at least another super. So that's why playing Surge against a lot of tanks is going to be probable for you to easily chain supers. So I did state it earlier when I was talking about the gadget for power shield. You want to be using it as well to tank shots from like Piper or Brock, brawlers that can do a lot of damage right away. It'll really reduce it to maybe a few hundred, and it may save your life. But you definitely want to use it when you know you're going to go aggressive. You're going to need a lot of ammo to take them out. Now yes, I've been talking about Surge's super. You want to be using it to jump onto people. You can get them in a hit stun, you can deal damage, make them drop the ball, whatever it may be. However, you can also use Surge's super to get in and out of tough situations. Say for example, you are the gem carrier in gem grab, you need to jump out, jump over walls or anything like that. You can go ahead and get out. Or maybe you're playing bounty and the enemy team has the blue star and you're losing by 1. You can go ahead and use Surge's jump over a wall, get onto them. They won't really expect it, and you can take the lead that way. So it's really all about understanding the circumstance, the situation, and make sure you're using Surge's super to the best of your ability. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about Surge, and I think this is a critical thing that people really don't understand about him, is that you need to play aggressive with him. You can't really play Surge passively because you need to get that first stage. That is the hardest thing, of course. I've been saying all video. So you gotta play at least somewhat aggressive, but you don't want to be feeding the enemy team at the same time. So realistically, it's all about playing smart enough to be able to get that first stage, and you want to just keep on applying the pressure, especially when you have this power shield gadget and you can gain more ammo, take out these brawlers a lot quicker. People are afraid to face Surge. People know that they are going to be so screwed if they are like an assassin, a tank, a thrower, because Surge can counter all those brawlers. So use Surge's presence alone as a way for you to pinch people down, gain control, and win the game. But anyway guys, that's gonna go ahead and conclude today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to go and hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to go down in the description below, follow me on my social medias, join my Discord, and subscribe to the second channel. But yeah guys, I think that's all I got for now. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.